Canadians have spoken. You want a government with a vision and an agenda for this country that is positive and ambitious and hopeful. Well, my friends, I promise you tonight that I will lead that government.
Well, tonight's result is certainly not the one we had hoped for. The people are never wrong. Canadians have elected a Liberal government, a result we accept without hesitation.
Well, a change for Canada, going left, as the election of now incoming Prime Minister, 43-year-old Liberal Party, the son of the former Canadian Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau. Now, the young Trudeau follows in his father's footsteps. And what does that mean for U.S.-Canada relations? We're back with the panel. Laura, I tell you, people say Marco Rubio looks young. He looks really...
Oh my gosh, I think my son in second grade has a teacher that's like 25, looks older than he does. Look, the pro-business parties throughout Europe, the mainstream parties, are all up against the wall, right? And you're seeing this, you see this to some extent happening in England, Britain, with UKIP, being able to stave off the left-wing push in Europe. In Canada, the populist anger went left, went fairly hard left. I think Bernie Sanders was probably smiling last night and seeing the results. In France, you have the National Front, you have the Scottish Nationalist Party. So where the middle class feels disenfranchised, these more pro-business traditional parties, if they don't have an answer for them, they're either going to go right or they're going to go left. The trend here is going left.
Justin Trudeau, I mean, is left. Stephen Harper wasn't exactly right-wing conservative. I mean, Canada still has universal health care and a number of things that under Harper's...
Look, this was not a revolt of the angry in Canada. In Canada, they don't get angry. I live there. I know it. Maybe in a baseball game they'll throw a beer can, a Labatt from the upper deck, but other than that, they don't get angry. It was a cyclical election. People are making it as if it was an epical election. Harper had been in power for 10 years. He'd won 3 elections in a row. That never happens in Canada. He'd outlived his welcome, as happens with any government in power for 10 years. And what happens in a parliamentary system, they have the British system first past the post in every constituency, is that it exaggerates the difference in the vote. The winning Liberals got 39.5% of the vote, less than 40%. The losing Conservatives, who were shellacked, got 32% of the vote. That's not a huge spread, and I think it's a perfectly normal reflection of a change in mood in the country. Trudeau is not a Bernie Sanders. He's a centrist. He supports Keystone, but he's not going to go to the wall on it. He supports the burning of the oil sands, which the left and his party is against. He's indicated that he's going to support the Trans-Pacific Partnership, the trade deal with Asia, that the left and the right, some of the right are up in arms here. He's a centrist, and Liberals have controlled the government in Canada almost continually, I think, for the vast majority of time, for a century.
He also has suggested that he may pull Canadian troops out of the effort against ISIS and out of U.S. coalition partnerships.
Well, he's not going to participate in the bombing, but he said last night they pledge to participate in the training of Iraqi forces. So he's in the fight, but he doesn't think he wants to be in the air campaign.
What I love, Chuck, was the Canadian broadcasters saying how long and arduous the 11-week campaign was. Well, you know, and then you look at ours at 200 weeks.
They did have to campaign across the Arctic, which is tough. But no, it is a remarkable result. But I want to just put in a word here against the idea that this is a big failure of Stephen Harper. Let's not forget, there was a time when the Conservative Party was in single digits in Canada. Stephen Harper rebuilt it and brought it to the point where even when he's losing in a 3-way race, he's getting 32%. He governed that country for 10 years. He made a lot of important changes and reforms. And now he's out because I think, as Charles says, people get tired of the same face after 10 years. But the moderate, centrist brand of conservatism that he brought to Canada proved an electoral success, as it has in England, and who knows, maybe someday in the United States. 10 seconds.
Does this make any difference anyplace else besides Canada?
Yes, I think it will matter to the Keystone Pipeline.
I think the middle class around the world is wondering if globalism is going to work for them.
Israel has lost its strongest ally on the planet in Stephen Harper, and that will be felt.